Well, good morning, everybody. It's the morning of June 6th, 2024, D-Day. All the paratroopers would have already landed in Normandy hours ago. I thought I'd show you again my garden here in the second year. Show you the progress, what's going on. It's a beautiful morning with the sun coming through. Planting junipers, volunteer junipers in my patio. Gotten most of the smaller plants out into the vegetable locations. Cutting new beds, turning soil this spring. A lot going on. Hard to slow down. Rose bushes have already bloomed. Everything's early this year, as some of you I'm sure have noticed. The champagne wishes rose from Lowe's. Got two of them. Transplanted one too late in the spring, and it's going to just have to recover this year, the one from over here, and bloom next year. But I'd planted it in the wrong spot, a little too far over, and I couldn't look at it there another season, so I've moved it in line. But its companion on this side is doing well. It's a beautiful peachy, creamy interior. All the grass that I planted last year is coming along. Two large hickory trees that were down the line here I removed in December. And I saved all the lateral branches for logs. They're in the back corner there that I have to saw up and cut. Oh, the wisteria passed a couple weeks ago. It was good. The flowers weren't as long as I thought they might be. But let's move back to the formal garden area that I acquainted you with last year. I brought 150 ladies mantle and maybe 80 white Chinese astilbe from my previous home, and transplanted them all here about 12 months ago now. Maybe if you saw my video last spring, you remember all the pots on the ground. You can still see that video. This iris line here of Palita iris, I'll be moving here. It had a great bloom this spring, as you saw the still photos from about a month ago. But this is all going to be lifted and transplanted to a west garden location out in the front near the driveway, so that this whole area will look the same. It'll all be white astilbe and ladies mantle that we're looking at now. All these little chartreuse flower tops. Two de Groot Spire arborvitae that I purchased last summer. I think they're alive, but they haven't shown any real new growth. The fig out here on the corner, I think it's a hardy Chicago. It's coming in again. It dies all the way back to the ground for the winter and then re-emerges. I've got to dig some up. It's spreading too far. If you want a hardy Chicago fig, let me know. I'm going to be potting up some of them. Passageway has gotten narrower here with these ladies mantle filling things up. I've put some variegated hostas along the fence line to the east. All the grass all the way to that front fence is filled in that I planted. I put 5 truckloads of dirt in on this property last year. I don't think it was ever leveled up after the diggings of I-94 were dumped here. All that clay, heavy clay from digging out I-94, was deposited in all of these properties That's why the houses are set apart and why the lots remained large, so that big trucks could bring all that soil from the digging of I-94, put it somewhere. It went in these backyards. Here's my clematis, an unusual, very dark purple with kind of, it's a 6-petaled flower. Absolutely chocked full this year, front and back. I'll go around to the other side shortly, but I didn't cut this to the ground last fall or spring. Just sort of left it hanging, cut it at about a 2/3 height, and it really, it's hanging all the way to the ground on the other side. The year before, last year, I cut it all the way to the ground, but look at this backside. The sun's not hitting it quite as good as it might, but I think you can see it's just solid purple on the back here. There's usually a little more light back here. More of my juniper volunteers. I lost my 2 what were they? Chinese garlic plants I had in these pots last year, and they died over winter. So I've lost those. Speaking of losses, I lost all my mature lavender plants this past winter. All the sticks are in a pot over there, 7 large lavender. That was disappointing. I think I killed them with kindness in December by putting more soil in their containers up near the house. And I think they just stayed too wet for too long coming into the spring. Anyway, here's my all my lateral branches from my 2 shagbark hickories that they took down in December that I'm going to go through with a chainsaw. Here's my pyre of sticks that I'll be burning here on the first day of summer in about 2 weeks, I guess. This Jane Magnolia that I'm going to train into a triple ball thing is doing well. The one I purchased on the other side has finally caught hold last year. I purchased one on the other side for a symmetrical match. You can see it from here. Short little one. You can kind of see it, I guess. My lady ferns that I doubled from 2 pots to 4 pots are doing well. Love those things. They really have an elegant look to them. Things are a little wet. It poured here in Harper Woods yesterday, so everything is a little bit damp, but very beautiful, right? On this sunny, warm morning. Not even a summer yet. Fish flies. I was up at the hardware store yesterday. Their white wall and lights had the wall at Daron Hardware over at 9 Mile absolutely covered with fish flies. I knew something was going when 2 were on my bedroom screen when I woke up yesterday. So here we are, June 6th. Well, yesterday was the 5th. And we've got the fish flies are already here in full force. Now that seems like a month early to me. I remember them being our 4th of July experience growing up, right? Many of you who grew up with me in Grosse Pointe Farms and City Park and Woods Shores. We grew up with them on more at the 1st of July, but I guess they are called June bugs and even mayflies. Well, that's kind of the look of things. Everything is kind of, the summer plantings are just getting going. My green bean patch is doing really well. I think about 38 blue lake bush beans in here, as well as some squash down in the middle that I hope will crawl up the trellis again. Here are all the sideways branches from my 2 large hickory trees. But I was not going to live through another season of those nuts falling. And the squirrels just chewing up there all day and dropping sharp shards. A single nut became a dozen sharp shells. So this would be wood, fireplace wood. I like the log size, it's perfect for my fireplace. So that's why I had the guys throw all the lateral branches. They took the 2 uprights, but I kept all the sideways branches because they're a good size for fireplace burning. Well, I think you saw this bed that I created when I created this lawn last fall as well. All of this area was solid weeds. I think cars were being parked in here, so this is part of those many truckloads of dirt. Leveled this whole area, planted grass seed, and cut a garden up there that has a number of things growing in it too, with little Eiffel Tower. I guess we'll look at that maybe another day more closely. But my pile of oak logs is untouched. I don't know how I'm ever going to break those things down, but they're awfully large. Butterfly bush needs to find a home in the ground somewhere. Here's my 7 lavender Hidcote Munstead Lavandula augustifolia. So sad. Enjoyed those last year. Here's 5 more volunteers to go into the patio garden. Juniper volunteers. You guys get juniper volunteers in your gardens? I must have 20 of them now. A couple of boxwood struggling. The last of my iris. One final white one. I love these white ones. And I've got a line of white geraniums and 19 plants all the way down here. Knockout rose bush is already completely blossomed, bloomed, and now is passing away. Oh, by the way, my new floating pool, 12 feet across and 30 inches deep. It's an enlargement on last year's. But it is great. I've been in it 4 or 5 times already. It's been warm here in Harper Woods. Probably warm everywhere. Catmint is doing well. I just sank these about a month ago. They were left on the property. I think I'm going to divide them, stretch them out a little farther. Strawberries had a few fruit. Haven't found a permanent location yet. Maybe in here, but all this has to be turned, amended, and developed before it can support too much in the way of flowers or vegetation. This whole area is brand new with the grass. A lot of new dirt went in here. I leveled it, seeded it, just put down turf builder hardly 7 days ago, and it's responding well as a prep for the heat of summer. Well, maybe I'll end here on this little white petunia. I try not to spend too much on annuals. I bought 4 little petunias, $10 for 4 little petunia plants. Geranium should be coming in shortly. I have a nice long line of white. Still like my all-white garden theme. Well, I think I'll close off with this. Hope you have a good weekend coming up here, second weekend of June. So long for now.